Guys, what's up? This is Bharat. You're watching iGyaan, and today we're going to be checking out the new iPhone 10R. After the iPhone 10s and the 10s Max, we've already unboxed them. The iPhone 10R will go on sale on Friday this week, and they're already available for pre-orders. If you guys are interested, we'll leave links in the description below. But right now, let's quickly unbox them and see what they look like. So let's get started. The iPhone 10R is available in three variants: the 64GB variant, the 128GB variant, and the 256GB variant. We've got two of the 256GB variant ones here, and we've got them in two colors, the black and the red. The red color one belongs to the product red category, which means that they're going to be giving a portion of their profits from these devices for AIDS research in Africa. So product red devices in general are really cool, and of course the red color also is great. So let's quickly cut through the packaging, and we're going to unbox the black one first. The first thing inside the box is a case which has a quick start guide, the SIM ejector tool, the Apple stickers, and also additional documentation and warranty information. Next up is the phone itself. If I place it to the side for the time being, you'll see that inside the box you'll also get the wall charger, a pair of lightning Apple earphones. Again, the dongle this time around is not included. Pay more money to get a lightning to 3.5mm dongle, but they're rather cheap and readily available, and also third-party manufacturers make pretty good quality ones. Also, inside the box is the charging cable. This is again a standard USB to lightning cable, and that is basically everything from the box of the black color. Let's quickly open the red color one as well. The box contents are going to be exactly the same. There is a product red booklet. The phone itself and everything else inside the box is the same. So we're just going to check out the phones now. So while the Apple iPhone 10s and the Apple iPhone 10R are quite different in terms of price, the 64GB Apple iPhone 10R starts at $749 US. In India, it starts at 76,900 for the 64GB and goes all the way up to 91,900 for the 256GB variant. But on the inside, and for most of the features, not a lot is different between the two phones, the iPhone 10s and the iPhone 10R. The major differences are the fact that on the front now you have an IPS LCD display. This is a 6.1-inch 1792 by 828 pixel resolution display, still conforming to their 326 pixels per inch pixel density for their retina requirements. They call it the liquid retina display. It's an IPS LCD versus an OLED display that you see on the iPhone 10s and the iPhone 10s Max. So definitely a difference in terms of the display. You still get on the front the 7-megapixel front-facing camera, but you also get Face ID and 3D face mapping, so you get secure unlocks. The phone is missing any kind of fingerprint sensor, so no touch ID on this device as well. So they're pegging it as a flagship, but a much more affordable flagship. So if you look at the bottom of the device, you'll see that the layout is more or less the same. You have a lightning port in the center, flanked on either side by a microphone and a speakerphone. If you're looking for a 3.5mm headphone jack, you have to look elsewhere. You can also see that the sides are colored according to the color of the phone. So in the red color, you can see that we have red sides. Also, the frame of the phone, the sides in themselves are not stainless steel as the 10s and the 10s Max, but actually aluminum, which makes the phone a lot more different in terms of touch. You also get a matte finish on the sides, and this has allowed Apple to bring down the price of the phone from the 10s Max and the 10s to now a much more affordable, still not affordable for a lot of people, but much more affordable in comparison to the 10s. On the right of the phone, you do have the power button and the SIM tray, which is the same location for the 10s Max and many other Apple iPhones. There's nothing on the top of the device. On the left, you have the mute switch, something that most devices should come with, but unfortunately they do not. There's also the volume buttons on the left of the iPhone 10R. And on the back, the second major difference, or the third major difference, which is a single lens camera instead of a dual lens system. You do get a 12 megapixel sensor with an f1.8 aperture. This is the 26mm wide lens. That is the same as the iPhone 10s or the 10s Max. So the same camera setup, except only one camera instead of the two. And you also get optical image stabilization. This camera will also shoot 4K video at 60 frames per second. So the camera layout is identical. And what's also same on the inside is the A12 Bionic chip, which means that they're using the same chipset as the iPhone 10s in the iPhone XR, which makes it interesting because in terms of performance, in terms of day-to-day use, this will work as good. Based off of a hexa-core CPU setup, this is much faster than what we saw last year with the iPhone X. You also get a quad-core GPU. So if you're planning on gaming on this phone, you'll get almost the best experience that you can get on any Apple device. It's almost at par with the iPhone XS and XS Max. There is a little bit of a difference if you run benchmarks. So on multi-core, on Geekbench, the iPhone XR scores somewhere around 9,000, whereas the iPhone XS or XS Max scores somewhere around 11,000 on the multi-core side. The iPhone XR also has stereo speakers, so the earphone along with the main speaker act as stereo speakers, and also while you record video, it captures video in stereo sound. So if you do have left audio channels, they will sound as left audio channels when you play back your content. We did take the camera out for a run and we got some really good HDR shots. So the images from the iPhone XS and the images from the iPhone XR are almost identical in terms of the way they look. We also tested out the portrait mode, which works great. With the standard camera, you do get the studio light effect, the contour light effect, and the natural light effect, but you're missing out on the stage lighting. So no stage lighting and no stage lighting mono on the iPhone XR. You do get it on the front-facing camera, however, because it requires a depth mapping or a secondary sensor for the main camera. On the front, it uses the depth sensor to give you that capability. So it does work on the front-facing camera. So if you're taking a selfie with the portrait mode, you can get stage lighting and stage lighting mono effects. Also, the ability to adjust your bokeh or the background blur is available on the iPhone XR in the regular camera as well as the front-facing cameras. If that is something that you're interested in, that is available. The iPhone XR looks absolutely gorgeous with these colors, and they're sort of trying to market it at a competitive price for many other Android flagships. So compare it to the Samsung Galaxy Note, compare it to the Pixel 3 XL possibly, and some other Samsung and other Android flagships that are available at this price tag. The iPhone XR will become an iOS alternative to people who are considering buying those phones. Again, if you do a spec to spec comparison, the iPhone XR stays way behind, and specs are nowhere near what Samsung and other devices offer. But if somebody was holding out for a upgrade from the iPhone maybe 6 or the iPhone 7 and wanted to get Face ID and some of the other features but didn't want to shell out upwards of $1,000 or 1 lakh rupees in India, the iPhone XR definitely makes for a really good option for those people. The colors are really good, and being a glass pack, the colors are premium looking. They don't look shabby. They don't look like the iPhone 5C. So they do look premium. The phone does support wireless charging, and it supports quick charging as well. So you can go ahead and buy the 25-watt quick charger and plug in your lightning cable and get quick charging on the iPhone XR as well. Now, right off the bat, the iPhone XR does run iOS 12 and you get all the features of iOS 12. It will continue to get updates, and we'll be testing out the phone in the coming days for a full review headed your way. Also, the iPhone XR is IP67 rated versus the IP68 rating on the iPhone XS and XS Max. So there is another difference which is over there. The iPhone XS Max also support the eSIM dual SIM capability, which the iPhone XR doesn't. So you're stuck with a single SIM. So quite a lot of differences. But the performance, the chipset, the processor, the main camera, the front-facing camera, all of those things are identical, which is something that I like. Well, that's it for this video. If you have any questions or queries, if you'd like us to check out something special in the full review, do let us know in the comment section below. This has been Bharat Nagpal. If you like this video, don't forget to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're not already a part of Team iGyaan, I'll see you guys in the next one.
I don't know if what we had was just a waste of time. You got 70,000 friends, but I am one of them.